It's Thursday, folks. Thursday, 12 noon Eastern Time. That means it is Making Hay with JRA. I am Lee Godbold with the Junk Removal Authority. We have the video extraordinaire Aaron running the show behind us. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, post it in Facebook or YouTube. Aaron will either answer your question or he's going to refer it over to me to get it answered. Today, what we're going to be talking about is several different things. That's what we do here with Making Hay with JRA now. We don't have just one topic. We cover all different kinds of stuff. So if you guys have anything you want to talk about, please post in comments. Junk Removal Authority is a premier provider to the junk removal industry of search engine optimization and pay-per-click management. Those are two things that are proven to get you business, PPC especially, generally quickly. SEO is going to get you a bunch of business long term. Both are great strategies to really grow an awesome and scalable and scale your junk removal business to a business that really can kind of run without you. So first thing I want to talk about right now is this is something one of our customers is going through right now, trying to get his pricing set, and he's also trying to determine a truck size. He's talking about, all right, my competition has larger vehicles. What I want everybody to understand is bigger is not always better when it comes to junk removal vehicles, or it comes to anything, but especially junk removal vehicles. Bigger isn't always better. One of the arguments that people make, like Junk King, if I were to go to Junk King's site, let's see if they're still claiming this. They might not have it on here, but it used to say something about our trucks are 20% larger, which means you save money. They are no longer pushing that, it seems, but they used to always talk about we have 20% larger trucks, which means you save money because we make less dump runs. We can get more into a truck, which is 100% correct. You can. From just an operational standpoint, by having a larger vehicle, you should be able to get more jobs into your vehicle, which means less expense, which means you can pass on a lesser cost to the customer. The problem is the customer doesn't get it. They do not understand it. You're never going to educate everybody on the fact that even though your full load rate is $800, your competitors is $700, but you carry 5 cubic yards more, which means the cost per cubic yard is less. It's extremely difficult to educate that consumer that you're not more expensive than that guy at 700. That 800, if you find a price shopper, that just concerns people. So education is tough. Even though bigger space equals less dump runs, oftentimes any savings you incur or make is offset by the fact you're going to get less jobs overall because it's harder to educate the consumer. The customer has absolutely no idea of how much space you're talking about. Equate it to pickup truck loads, tell them 6 pickup truck loads, 8 pickup truck loads, whatever. It still just flies right over their head. They have absolutely no idea. 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Somebody has brought this to my attention, and I did a little research, and it's correct. In larger markets, LA, New York City, some of these real large markets with especially tighter spaces, as far as operating vehicles, Got Junk has gone down to what appears to be a 9 or 10 cubic yard truck. It's like 6 feet wide, maybe 4 foot tall, maybe 8 or 10 foot long. It's much, much smaller. Guys, they're still going to charge in $700-800 for the load. They've realized that they can get more money by having a smaller vehicle, and customers are still gonna call on them. But if they raise their old truck, if they raise the price on their old 8x10x5 truck to $900 or $1,000 or $1,100, people aren't going to pay it. Well, in the smaller 9 cubic yard truck, they can charge $750. They're getting the same amount, or if not more than the cubic yard rate, and they're getting jobs left and right on it. Okay, going on pricing. Do not make pricing a big deal before the customer makes it a big deal. So some of you guys, when you go and you explain pricing on your services, you're real slow when you explain it. You're like, okay, so our trucks are 8 feet wide, they're 10 feet long, and they're 5 feet high. That's basically equivalent to about 6 pickup truck loads. Our pricing starts at $125. That's like a minimum. And then it works its way up through 12 different price points to a full load rate of $550. Now, $550 is a full load. You're probably not going to be at $550. You're probably going to be less. You're going to be probably like a half of a load. You're making that process too complicated when you say it like that. You're making it to pricing to be a big deal before the customer's made it a big deal. Once you address all that, and the customer's going to think a couple things. One, they're going to think, all right, this pricing is important. I need to pay attention to this. I need to try and understand it. You don't want them trying to understand it. You want them to hear it, and as long as it doesn't completely scare them away, to book. The other thing is when you talk like that and you talk about, all right, the full load rate 550, you're probably not at 550, you're probably less. What's occurring there is you're making it seem like you're not even confident that 550 is a fair price, that you don't believe your price is correct. And you're also just telling this individual that $550 is a lot of money. Guys, what y'all gotta understand is, one, 550 is not a lot of money. It's just not. $550 is not a lot of money. A lot of you guys believe 550 is a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons you struggle to explain your pricing. The other thing is it just makes too big of a deal out of this. A lot of the customers that come to you, 550 truly isn't a lot of money to them. They're hiring a convenience service. They make a bunch of money already. Don't make a big deal out of something that the customer hasn't even addressed. Move through that pricing quickly. Go directly into scheduling. Give your truck size. Equate a pickup truck. Give them a minimum load. Give them a full load. Tell them you're going to get a firm price up front, and then go into scheduling. Say, all right, now I've got these appointments available. Go ahead and get them booked. Don't use like a sympathetic voice either. Some of you guys, we've had call center reps before we've had to work with. They themselves don't believe in the 550 rate. We got to get them to the point they believe that 550 rate. We don't even turn them loose on the phone until they believe that 550 rate is fair or whatever it is. And we got to make sure they're not using a sympathetic voice, like they're feeling sorry for these people for having to pay this rate. These people, we're providing a hell of a service and convenience for these guys to make them not have to do it on their own. Justin Waltz, another probably name you guys recognize in junk removal. He's been involved with College Hunks Hauling Junk and 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Let's see, he posted something. What was it in the Junk Removal Summit? This is 100% correct. This is a group. I don't think he accepts everybody. I think he's got to invite you or something like that. But he posted something. It was basically, it's gotten hidden here basically, but it's basically that you guys need to price your services not on what you perceive the value of your services to be, but the value the customers perceive it to be. And oftentimes a junk removal company will actually believe their service is less valuable than the customers themselves will. You got to make sure that you're pricing it based off your customers, not the other way around. Got any questions? All right, guys. So again, Google Ads, pay-per-click management, SEO, always give us a call if you want to improve your web ranking. We can do it. We know the junk removal industry. We know the keywords on Google Ads that convert. We know the ones to avoid, so you're not sitting here racking up a huge bill all the time. There was another question on one of these Facebook groups that I'm a member of, and I don't remember the lady's name that posted it, but she said she's had 2 management companies in the past. One of them had a cost per click of like $3. The other one's cost per click is $16. And she's like, is the one at 16 doing worse of a job? My guess is the one at $16 is probably doing a better job than the one at $3. The only way you have a $3 cost per click average in the junk removal industry, unless you're in some really small market, is going to be you're appearing for a lot of garbage keywords like junk car removal. That's one of the most common. Scrap metal prices. Cleaning services, something like that. There's probably a keyword that isn't very competitive. You're getting a lot of clicks on. That's driving down your average cost per click. The problem is you're not going to get any profitable work from those 3 things right there, and it's going to eat your budget up. You're going to get a lot of clicks. That's going to bring down your average. The junk removal keyword in a lot of markets, it's going to average $10, $15, some markets $20 plus for cost per click to have a good average ranking. The only other way junk removal is ranked lower is you're showing like on the bottom of the page and nobody's even seeing you. The only people clicking on your ad are either price shoppers or competitors, one or the other. So the better run campaign is probably the one that was a bit more expensive. Now what you want to make sure is they aren't just having a really high cost per click on that keyword trying to get great positioning, and you're still paying for all these broad match keywords like the junk car removal, so on and so forth, and that's when your budget is going to get run out of control, or you're only going to be showed a small percentage at the time. You want to be shown close to 100% of the time if your ads are profitable. You don't want to be shown 30% of the time because you're wasting a lot of potential that you have. If your ad campaign's working and you're only showing 30% of the time and you're getting profitable work, you need to increase that budget by 70% or by 20%. Do 20% increments, work your way up to where it's a 70% increase. As long as everything's still profitable, you're running 100% of the time and you're golden. Guys, email and mailing list, extremely important. You guys should be getting customer email addresses and mailing addresses from all of your customers. Then you need to go to MailChimp or a similar campaign. and you need to set up email campaigns. And once a month, your customers ought to be getting an email, and once, at least every 6 months or once a year or once a quarter, they should be getting a postcard that has something to do with your company, reminding them about your business. If you do not do that, then you're going to, your customers are going to forget who you are, and they're going to wind up going with a different business the next time they're around. They were happy with you, but they forgot about you. You don't want that to happen. So, email and mailing list is going to help you stay top of mind. You want to send the monthly emails like we talked about. There's anniversary cards. Send them once a year. Send them, hey, it's your junk removal anniversary. A year ago today, you used our company. Here's a $30 off coupon if you'd like to use us again. You do not want to be forgotten. So, all right, any questions at all or anything before we move on? Okay. Income trends for junk removal. Some of you guys that are fairly new, you want to know what's April, May, June generally look like for the junk removal industry. And this is going to apply to pretty much every area of the country other than Florida. Florida is actually backwards. They're busier in the winter than they are in the spring and summer. Their spring and summer are still good. It's decent, but Florida is actually busier in the winter than they are in the summer, oftentimes. April, we're already halfway through April. You guys are probably figuring out April, but April is going to have some busy weeks. It's going to have some slower weeks. It's generally not very consistent. A lot of years we're actually busier in March than we are April, and I think that's going to work out this year too. Our March was the best month we've ever had. I can't remember exactly what we did, but it was well in excess of $200,000. Our April is probably going to kind of be right around that 200K mark, if not just a bit shy. So we've had some really busy months. We've had some slower months. The nice thing is May's going to be better than March. May's going to be a good month. Oftentimes June is going to be about your busiest month of the year. And then you're going to take a little bit of a downturn in July. August will pick back up normally. September's normally pretty good. And then October, we've had October be the busiest month of the year before. So October's great. So that's what you guys have looking forward to. These April through October, you got 6 months of really balls to the wall, extremely busy service coming up. Florida, you guys in Florida, you'll be decent, but you'll start picking up come November. And then your November through the end of April is going to be really, really busy. And that's generally kind of the trend in Florida and throughout the industry as a whole. Obviously, once you roll into November, December, January, February, you guys are just coming out of those months, so you already know this. Those are going to be your slow months. What you want to make sure is that you're reaching a bunch of customers now, that you're adding trucks and adding people, and you're able to take as many jobs as possible now, because that's going to give you the most potential to have repeat business come wintertime when you get slower. We got any questions or anything, guys? What we got?
Yeah, we got one from Juan on YouTube, and Juan asks, have you ever got stiffed on a big job?
Let's see. We've gotten stiffed on medium jobs before. We've had a realtor we did like an $1,100 job for. She needed it done that very same day. We went out there and did it, and she never paid us. It was she was with Keller Williams, and her name, if anybody, I know we got some competitors that watch this. What was her name? Dang it. I'll have to look back because I want nobody in the market to use her as a realtor. If you can't pay her bills, she's a piss poor realtor. But she was with Keller Williams Realty, and she did not pay a bill even after our phone calls. She said she'd send the check. The check never came. Then she eventually just ignored our calls. She ignored our letters. It was like $1,100 job, I believe. Maybe it was $500, but she stiffed us. We've never had any issues on really, really large jobs. And we would take people to court if we did on those, because I mean, on a $500 job, it's generally not going to be worth the legal fees and the time. On a $20,000 job, it is. We do have some customers that owe us $70,000, $80,000 that we carry that debt, and they always pay, but they're slower to pay. So if you do a really large job, the key is get money up front, get 25% of the job cost up front, get another 25% at the end of 50%, get another 25% at the end of 3/4, and get paid in full at the end of full. If you do that, then you're going to be able to pay all your bills, and it's going to reduce the likelihood you get stiffed. That last 25% isn't as big of a deal as the whole job would be. Any other questions? All right, guys. So we're going to take last minute questions on here. You know, we're only 15 minutes in. Last minute questions, though. That's questions, comments. This right here, one of the things I want to show right here, we're going to have this campaign ready to debut for very soon. This is for Junk Co. This is a Facebook commercial we do for Junk Co. They've got, I don't know if you guys saw the Mr. Junk commercial we debuted. We're having another one will be out soon to show people. This is from Facebook. They'll click on a link. It'll bring them to this page. They can get a coupon from Mr. Junk. We can go and fill this out right here. So what'll happen is they'll get a $30 off coupon that gets sent to them. They then get prompted to enter in their name and address. And from that name and address, we're going to send them a refrigerator magnet, as well as they get a chance to win up to a free truckload of junk removal. So what are we doing with this, guys? What we talked about before is getting information, getting email addresses and mailing addresses. We're sending out emails to these companies once a month, professionally designed emails. JRA handles it all. It's going to be branded for your company. In this case, it's Junkco. That's going to get sent out to that customer, and that's going to help them keep top of mind. The other thing we're doing is we're going to have still images. We'll use some sort of still image of Mr. Junk, and it will be on a Facebook ad, remarketing ad. So somebody that sat there and they watched the entire video. Let's play the Junkco video, Aaron. You sent that to me by email, right?
Yeah, it's an email and it's on Google Drive.
Google Drive. All right, let me log in on Google Drive. So we'll show the commercial that's shown for Junkco, but what happens is once they've watched at least 10 seconds of this, they get entered into a remarketing campaign in which they still images of Mr. Junk start popping up on their Facebook feed. Again, keeping top of mind, and it's very, very cheap to do that as well.
If you go to the shared with me.
Shared with me.
And then
can we show the drying off video, the one we're about to debut? Is there anything again? Should we hold off on that?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay. So let's show where's the
JRA projects.
JRA projects.
Down, straight down. Yep.
Right here.
Yep. And then Mr. Junk campaign middle, and then consumer commercials. Folder up at the top.
Got it.
And there you go.
Mr. Junk 2 TV. Okay, great. Junkco. All right, any of these fine?
Yeah, all those should be about the
Let's
same.
see what we can do here.
Captions.
I'm your old tube TV. You haven't used me since 2005. Now I'm up here with your third grade art projects. They suck.
Let's face it, I'm in the way. This isn't working for either of us. But if you call Junkco, they'll be out in the 24 hours to take me off your hands.
They'll get me out no matter where I'm hiding. They'll load me out.
And take me where I belong.
So give us a call today.
You get rid of me for good?
Okay, so that's the Junkco one. This is the brand new one we just finished. Is going to be on a different. Some people have recognized this. Our inspiration on this was the Mayhem commercial with Allstate. What we are actually doing now is a new theme, and it's "Is your junk making your life uncomfortable?" And let me see if I can find that one. Go back to share with me. JRA projects, Mr. Junk campaign, consumer. Commercials. This one ready to go, Mr. Junk drying off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's check it out. Let's do this. This is the long one right here, 25 second.
Is it?
Okay.
Is living with your junk making you uncomfortable?
So I guess that's a Junk Doctors one there. But that's going to be a running thing. We've got it where we've got a lot of different ideas that we're going to be debuting on. A theme is living with your junk making life uncomfortable. And obviously, some of you business owners out there, that might be a little much for you. We'll have some different things you can choose from. That right there is going to get attention, guys. People are going to pay attention to that. It has nothing to do with junk removal, and that's the neat thing. They're going to look at Junk Doctors. They're going to go to a website, or they're going to hopefully click on the link from the Facebook campaign, bring them to that landing page. We're going to have a branded landing page for Mr. Junk, and potentially even brand them for this shower commercial as we go as well. That's how you get attention. That's how you get remembered. That's how when somebody needs junk removal, they're going to remember you. We got any comments, questions, and all before we wrap? All right, guys. Hey, that commercial campaign is pretty much available now. We'll have a website to show everybody here soon. If you're interested, go and email us at lee@junkra.com or give us a call at 919-617-1975. This has been Making Hay with JRA, coming to you every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Again, check us out at junkra.com. I am Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority, and we will be back before you know it.